Hey now, it's Sharon, and I'm back to share another idea on how we can better policing here in the U.S. If you're new to the channel, I'm a retired detective. I worked for 20 years for a southeastern city in the U.S., and I was also in the military. I'm sharing my ideas, thoughts, opinions, and experiences in hopes of providing you with a different perspective and sharing my experience on what I went through while being ostracized and retaliated against for basically telling the truth when I was called in and questioned a couple of times. So I saw faults in the agency that I work for in terms of accountability and things like that. So this is the platform I'm using to better policing. But I do have a plan that I put together. So last week I talked about I tried to get you to see a different perspective in why some officers just give the ticket and they don't want to hear anything. You're getting the ticket as the warning. This week, I wanted to give you a different perspective from an officer's point of view and scary officers. A scary officer to me is one who escalates instead of de-escalates, one who's quick to pull a weapon when there's no call or action for a weapon, an officer that has an alligator mouth but a behind, and or the scary officer that is braggadocious when other officers are around, but when you see them, they're just quiet as a mouse. Sometimes you'll see them in their whole get up, the leg holster and just looking all cool with the little gadgets and different things on their vest, and they have every electronic whatever for their weapon, and that individual that probably I'm not even going to say it, but I'm gonna say it. But yeah, scary officers. If you know an officer, ask them if they know a scary officer and what is being done about that scary officer, because in my opinion, they don't belong in the force. There are some, I should say there's levels to the scariness. Some officers, when I say scary, they just don't know how to talk to folks. And they have this big and bad persona, and they're talking to an adult male like he's a child. Those people, I think they can be helped, training and things like that. But the ones that are just so quick to pull a weapon when there's no need for a weapon, I don't know so much. That's dangerous. That's actually dangerous. I've seen those. And so my answer to that in the plan that I put together is that we need evaluations amongst peers. An example, I'm a patrol officer on the evening watch, 4 to 12. There are going to be 2 other patrol officers that I don't know about. When it's time to do my evaluation, the sergeant will, we can have some kind of database, just pull up the two random names. You're going to do Walters's evaluation. You're going to answer these questions. It's anonymous, and that's it. But they're the ones out there on the street with me. They're the ones that see me doing more than the sergeant. And I think that would cut out a lot of complaints. It would help with getting people retrained or additional training, and get rid of those scary officers. I'll have to tell you a story next week on a scary officer situation. But yeah, the idea is to either get them trained up, retraining, or just out. And what better way to do that is to be evaluated by at least 2 of the officers that you actually work with. The sergeant's out there, but not seeing everything that you're doing as with these other officers. It's just an idea. But yeah, I'll share something else next week. But I'd like to hear your comments on, do you know a scary officer? Or I should say, ask an officer if they know a scary officer. Or have you come in contact with a scary officer? You can put it in the comments, and like, subscribe. And next week I'll come back with another idea and possibly a story. Take a look at our online store. The link is in the description. And I wrote a book. The link for that will be in the description. And as is our tradition, you don't necessarily have to go through a thing to learn from it. Talk to you later. Bye.